Okay.
Hi, Divya. Welcome to the Quint.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Abira.
It's always so nice to have you here. Congratulations for your book. This is your second book. Tell me one thing, Divya. Why did you choose to write a book कि इन लोगों के बारे में लिखेंगे जो मुझे इस इंडस्ट्री में इतना मतलब emotionally and also for work and everything they've given you so much? Why did you choose to write about these people?
These names came to me instinctively that I had to write about them because my journey in the movies wouldn't be complete without them. It's as simple as that. And when I was thinking of the title, I think it also came very naturally to me, the stars in my sky. I have my own sky where I have my dreams and everything. And these stars shine bright there because they made my sky much brighter.
Okay, let's start with my favorite, Divya, Shah Rukh Khan.
Look at you blushing and gushing.
This is what he does to me. Okay, I'm blushing. Yes.
He does that to many people. I mean, included.
Tell me the first moment when you were called and asked to meet him.
So first of all, I had a huge, this gushing and crush moment with him always after, all the, there was this show called Fauji that used to come. And then, of course, there were his movies. And I just went to him to seek some advice and some help for something. And I barely know him. So I don't know, this was like a leap of faith that I'll get to meet him. And he had agreed to meet me, and he was shooting in the heart of Delhi in Connaught Place. And in those days there were no vanity vans, kuch ye sab nahi tha, or so he had this huge car where he was sitting. And I am not exaggerating, there were about lakhs of people there to just have a glimpse of him. And there were so many who were just banging on the door to just have a glimpse of him. And his people got me in somehow, and everyone was looking at me कि ये लड़की कौन है जिसको शाहरुख मिल रहा है और हमें क्यों नहीं मिल रहा है. तो वो those envious FOMO looks that I was getting from everyone. And I had loads of pressure ke bhai, I'm very new. I still don't have a film to my credit, but I'm going to be an actor. And plus meeting the star. And but he was so courteous, so lovely, so charming. And I'll always maintain he is one of the most, the charming co-actors I've had. I would fall back on him for help, for guidance, for anything, and he would be looking over. That was so amazing. So he just said, okay, quickly, let's talk. Tell me what you want. And in those 5 minutes, he made me have chai also. He heard me out also. He came out to see me off also in that chaos. I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. And how helpful it was to meet him. And years later, I was on sets with him for Veer Zara, where again, he turned out to be an exceptional co-actor. And we had these crazy bouts of laughter. I would always do salams for being such an adorable person.
We all know him as a star, and the way, we girls are always crushing over him. As a co-actor, tell me about him.
The most beautiful thing which he made me also realize is that a scene is not about just one actor. It is about all the actors who are in that scene, because agar ek bhi theek nahi karega, to the scene is going to go down. So he used to make sure that we all were on the same page. So that was an amazing thing. He taught me the art of facing the camera. I didn't know how to face the camera properly. He taught me that. He said, hey, listen, that's the camera. You need to face it. तुम इतनी सुंदर लाइंस बोलती हो, लेकिन मुझे ही देख के बोलोगी तो क्या फायदा, दिख ही नहीं रही हो. सीधा देखो. So it was lovely, and he taught me that. And he made everyone so comfortable. The atmosphere was so happy, cracking jokes and everything. And everyone anyways was looking up to Shah Rukh. Oh my God, Shah Rukh is saying something. Lekin usse comfort factor itna aata tha that the scene became very effortless. The scene became very easy. And it was such a happy thing with him. And truly a Shah, I must say.
Divya, today Aryan is back home, and मैं कल मन्नत गई थी और मन्नत में lights लगे थे, so it's a very happy occasion for them. Whatever happened, in the past 24 days, as an actor or a person from the fraternity, how did you feel, or what did you feel?
The first feeling that I would say is I'm relieved that the parents met their child. I think for me, that is the emotion everyone is feeling, and the pain a parent would feel when the child is away for so long. I don't know what the matter exactly is, but I do feel a fair thing should be done and not be, he's Shah Rukh's son, yes, but it should be an equal thing for everyone. I don't know how because क्या होता है हम लोग blatantly एक statement दे देते हैं but हमें details नहीं पता होते हैं किसी भी चीज के. All I'm saying is he should be individually seen as a person, and I'm so happy that he's back to his parents and back home nicely. And I'm very happy for Shah Rukh and Gauri, and they've been in our prayers always, and they always will be.
This reminds me of one thing. You came to the industry with no godfather. How was it an advantage and a disadvantage in your life?
Listen, every situation, every person has some advantages and some disadvantages. We cannot hold it on some people saying, "Arey, they are the industry children." They have their own issues. They have their own problems. And coming from outside, of course, I mean, the only setback is that you don't really know people. You're starting from the scratch. That's it. Lekin, I think once you're on that screen, the audience decides for you. Of course, there's that huge thing. I, as an audience, would want to see a certain star son or a daughter because I've been the Stars fan. So I would say, "Arey, kya karte hain?" I would love to see that. वो attraction होती है. अभी उसमें आपको दिव्या दत्ता कौन तो थोड़ी मालूम as a newcomer, who is she? But once you're on that screen, once you have that, you've made that debut, I think it is the audience that decides. Then it is your own journey and how good you are and how persistent and passionate you are about your art. So I actually don't believe in this inside outside game. हम इतने discussion करते हैं, मुझे लगता है काम करो ना यार अपना, क्यों इतने discussions कर रहे हो, ये insider है, ये outsider है, सबकी journeys मुश्किल होती हैं अबीरा. Nobody has it easy ever. So I just think we should be very sensitive. Anything that you say becomes like is held against whatever. अगर मैं आपसे ऐसे बात करूं, उसकी कुछ और बन जाता है. So I'm just saying, let's just be very compassionate towards our own people, about those who've suffered, about everything. So and हर एक की journey में मेहनत होती है. So nobody has had it like, okay, मिल गया. नहीं मिलता, ऐसे नहीं मिलता. फिल्में नहीं ऐसे मिलती. It's not easy. And even if you get that one film, you can just be a one film wonder.
Divya, do you remember the first time you signed an autograph?
Of course. How will I ever forget it? I read it a few times कि मैंने कोई spelling mistakes तो नहीं किए. पता चले he goes back and says कि अरे इसको spelling भी नहीं ठीक है. And then मैंने अपने किसी co-actor को भी करते हुए देखा कि लिखते क्या है autograph में, what do you really write? पता चले मैंने चिट्ठी लिख दी पूरी की पूरी. So we were going for an event, I remember, and event में तब मेरी शायद एक ही फिल्म आई थी, hardly मुझे कोई जानता था उस time. So because क्या होता है ना, कभी आप स्टार के साथ होते हैं तो अगले को लगता है कि ये भी स्टार ही होगी शायद. हम इसका नाम नहीं जानते, but it's okay. So a book was shoved in front of my face and said, I mean, this guy, very cute looking guy, said, autograph please. I just looked and I was a little taken aback. मेरे से ही मांगना है ना, पक्का दे. I wasn't too sure. And then he actually asked me, what's your name? So he very nicely said, this is my name. Don't forget, okay? So like chotu bacha, 17, 18 times. So yeah, and then I nicely wrote, and there was this star, I would name that. So मैंने देखा कि वो क्या sign कर रहा है ऐसे. He just wrote a very rough love, so and so. So I said, नहीं यार, ये तो बहुत छोटा हो गया. मेरा पहला autograph. तो मैंने लिखा, wish you all the best in life and lots of love and this and that. तो लिख के उसको दिया. So yeah, I think I'll always remember that.
Okay, let's move to Amitabh Bachchan. Tell me about the moment when you met him for the first time.
I was 4 when I was officially introduced to him on the big screen. And I have torn my mother's saris and dupattas and danced on his song, Pardesiya Sach Hai Piya Wala. I'll never forget that song. And I used to bribe my friends from the neighborhood to come and have gulab jamuns and samosa parties and see me dance like Mr. Bachchan and just applaud. So I've done all that. And the first time I met him was when we were in the talent, we were selected from the Stardust. And me, Sonali Bendre, we were all together in one group. And Mr. Nari Hira had organized, because I think they were friends with Mr. Bachchan. So he asked Mr. Bachchan to come and visit the students and, just motivate them and inspire them. And 3 दिन पहले खबर आ गई कि Mr. Bachchan is coming to meet the 8 of us. And सब अपने कपड़े सब ready कर रहे हैं कि Mr. Bachchan is coming. And he's like a stickler for time. So he said 11 a.m. sharp. So it was 11 a.m. sharp. And I don't know, मैं सुबह 5 बजे से उठ के ready हो रही थी, unready हो रही थी, फिर ready हो रही थी. And when he came, I froze. So I only said good morning, sir, and I stood behind somewhere. So everyone was talking to him and asking him questions and being like these good students who want to know. I stood there frozen, and by the time he left, I was so disappointed with myself that I just couldn't get to talk. I was so mesmerized and so overwhelmed, I would say, that I was seeing the man I was here for. And then I think I met him during the shoot of Bagban. And that incident, I think, for me, built my bond with Mr. Bachchan forever. That happened in Bagban, but that is for you to read in the book. Yes, please. I can't tell you everything.
I'm full excited. Okay, मेरे को और बताएगी वो और बताएगी.
नहीं.
This is just a teaser, basically.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to your very good friend Sonu Nigam. Okay.
Yes, please.
Tell me one thing. When Sonu gets into these controversies, no, what do you do? Do you call him and say, "Kya kar raha hai? Kar kya raha hai tu?" What do you do with a friend like this who's getting into controversies?
No, I think it's been the other way around. He's always guided me and told me, hey, listen, and it's always never about profession. It's always personal. So he always thinks I've had the most disastrous relationships ever. He says you shoot the gun always. So yeah, I mean, he's been my soulmate that way. And I don't think I think he's honest enough and straightforward to speak his mind. And if it becomes a controversy, so be it, yeah. I mean, let him, I really feel he says what he wants to, and he's not diplomatic about it, which is great.
Okay, actually, one person whom I missed talking about, let's talk about her and then go to Shabana Azmi. So when I say Shabana Azmi, when I read the chapter name Shabana Azmi, the first thing that clicked was Eid party. Eid party के जो photos होते हैं ना भाई तुम लोग के. From being a fan of Shabana Azmi to celebrating Eid with her, this journey from there to here, and with a person like this, please tell me about it.
I think this is going to be the lengthiest chapter in the book because there's so much I have to say about her. And if I may say so, I totally adore her. I think she's been family to me in the industry. And this has been very, gradual and beautiful. The first time I met her, I was shit scared. But gradually I realized she was so much fun, and we played dumb charades and all that. And still I was in awe of her. And then I went for her holy party where she invited us. And then I saw how she's somebody who's full of life. I mean, I can just say a synonym for life would be Shabana Azmi, because she really cherishes and lives each moment, and she has that zest to do so. When I did Sheet Korma with her, she is such an amazing co-actor. She knows I don't do too many. I can't do too many retakes because I tend to get mechanical. So she would do rehearsals because she wanted it. But because when she's doing rehearsal, it's automatic that you'll respond and you'd want to do it equivalently emotionally. But she would just put her hand on my face and say, you stop, you keep it for the set, for the take. Who does that? All these little things and more, I think, make her a very precious person in my life, more than I can even say so.
So coming to the last question, a lot of times हम बोलते हैं कि जैसे आप बोले, these are the stars in my sky, and they have been such an important part of your journey. But there are also people who have not been so nice to us, who have broken our heart, who have cheated us. I'm talking about work, okay? But they also have played such an important part in our journey and made us who we are. Can you talk about any such? I'm not asking you to name anybody like that, but any such experiences?
I would be crazy if I say it hasn't happened. Of course, it has happened, and not just one time, many, many times it has happened. And you do learn from such experiences, and you laugh aloud later. But at that point, it's not a great experience that's happening, and you wonder why it's happening to you. There have been incidents when when I was a newcomer, I was thrown out of movies, or promised a film and said, nahi karna, abhi nahi kar rahe ho, abhi somebody else is doing it. These rejections, they take a toll on your self-esteem for sure. I mean, you don't know why you've been thrown out. And but the thing is, you take it in your stride. I remember when I reached home, and I was very lucky to have a very grounded family. And my mother just told me, is this the end of the world for you that you lost one film? And then I just realized, why am I howling away? It's not the end of the world. And I said, no, it isn't. She's saying they will only come back and they'll work with you again in a better film. And trust me, Abira, that happened. That happened.
Are you talking about
Basigar? No, not at all. They are lovely people. And I wasn't thrown out of it. I had to go. I signed something else. I had date issues. I couldn't do it. Date issues with this film. Can you imagine?
I can't.
Had I known?
I'm sorry. I can't imagine. What did you do, Divya? What date issues, yeah? Basigar hai.
No, I was on an outdoor, and they suddenly said, we are going to start the film now. I said, now? They said, yes. And then I was not there. I was like, oh. Couldn't do it. I was already shooting for something. My bad. But see, फिर मेरी अपनी एक जर्नी बन गई. फिर मैं अनकन्वेंशनल हीरोइन कैसे बनती? फिर तो मैं कन्वेंशनल हो जाती.
Yeah. So you were saying about those moments.
Yeah, so those moments happen. They make you stronger. And when it happened that I happened to work with them again, I realized there was nothing that, there was a reason I wasn't doing that film at that point. They probably needed a bigger name or somebody, whoever. ठीक है, हर एक के reasons होते हैं. I've just realized that. And I learned, and I took away all the animosity I had against them. निकल गई सब. And we were smiling, we were laughing, like whatever. So I think it's very short-lived. It is very momentary. And sometimes we really make it the focus of our lives, which shouldn't be so.
Thank you so much, Divya. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you, Veera. Thank you so much.